Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. Welcome back to this game 2 of the WC3 here from the Phoenix Cup. We still have our observer, thank God. And yeah, game 2 on Terenas stands. A small map, surprisingly for a small game, a short game. Normally small maps tend to have pretty elongated games, surprisingly. I don't exactly know the reason why that is, but it sometimes is the case. It's not necessarily 100%, but I would say about 60%. That is the case. Yeah, Romantic spawning in as the orange human player on the bottom right. He is down 0-1 against his opponent, the blue orc player, ZDR. So yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to avoid talking about WCA, even though I do know the results of it. Yeah, I will say this at least, I'm not gonna cast, because well, frankly, I don't think this WCA is as friendly as last year's. There has yet to be a replay pack, and yeah, that's just it, honestly. I mean, Back to Warcraft didn't even cast all of the games, but that's like not their fault, because they're the literally only guys there casting in English. So they couldn't cover everything that was happening at the same time. And of course, surprisingly enough, like, the streams were having really big technical problems, so I really hope next year, if there will be one next year, that there will be more support from the actual tournament hosts, because as far as I know, they didn't actually receive any support. They only received support from like the stream guys, and yeah, that's not a good sign, WCA. You gotta actually treat, you know, international viewers properly as well. Anyway, enough of me ranting on. Because I pretty much have no place. Romantic is gonna go for an Archmage. Gonna start out with the Sasquatch camp as well. Pretty ballsy play here. I think. I guess I did mistake that Sasquatch for a different Sasquatch, but I can't remember. It might be a different map actually. Still, it is a relatively difficult one to handle, but it seems like Romantic was able to just deal with it pretty fine. Picked up the Wand of Lightning, but apparently does not have any use for it. Picking up the Circlet and the Dust of Appearance. Blade Master moving out with literally no items. Even can't even pick up the Circlet of Nobility, unfortunately, since the Archmage picked it up for himself. So he's just gonna go straight after these Apprentice Wizards and maybe even the Renegade Wizard. Slips agility +3, so at least he has some agility right now. The Voodoo Lounge is being harassed by Romantic's footmen, a rather unfortunate sight to see, but hopefully the Voodoo Lounge's fires will be purged. Romantic is playing in a rather aggressive style right now. I'm not sure if that's going to be that great. He's probably going to go tick into tier 2, which he is indeed. Slightly behind in terms of ZDR stronghold tick, but it doesn't really matter too much. That was pretty much the same thing last game. And his Archmage did get stuck a little bit, taking a little bit of extra damage there, but hopefully that will be fixed a little bit once you pick up those boots of speed. Surprised the Blade Master has yet to pick up another, or his first Circlet of Nobility. I guess he didn't have enough gold for it at the top. I'm pretty sure it was available for pickup. I mean, the Archmage doesn't have anything for himself, so yeah, a little confusing there. Boots of Speed gets picked up, and it seems like Romantic will start off with, or continue on with, this Renegade Wizard camp. And ZDR will begin his creeping with the Sasquatch camp. He hasn't tackled the Renegade Wizard in the top left just yet. We'll see if he actually does, though. He gets himself the Wand of Lightning as well, but sells it immediately. Of course, Wand of Lightning, not... It's pretty good, but I guess it can be counterplayed pretty decently. Plus, I don't think you get the experience if you get the kill. I'm not sure if that's the case with lightning shields casted by your own self, but it definitely isn't the case when it's casted by creep camps. So I'm just assuming it's the same logic there. Renegade Wizard will fall, dropping the Claws of Attack +6 for the Blade Master, so yeah, good sign. I mean, he won game 1 because the Blade Master was, you know, a relevant threat to the human army, so hopefully this will only indicate an even more OP Blade Master. He's also very close to level 3, above average. Will we see a Beastmaster being picked up here for Romantic? I believe he is waiting on resources. He is going to pick up the Fire Lord, so that is immediately telling me towers. And we are going to have towers here as the militia line is moving along. Romantic is going for a risky all-in play. Most likely the Fire Lord doesn't have that great of a mid to late game scaling, so the Fire Lord is pretty much just there to try and seal the deal with this all-in. And of course the Shadowhunter is on the way as well, so yeah, not the best decision I think for Romantic. Has yet to place down any towers as well. Lumber Mill has just finished, so at least, you know, if he builds the tower, he can make that into a guard tower. Hex into a Blade Master combo will finish off the Fire Lord. And oh no, it's falling down. It's just disaster left and right for Romantic. He just can't come back from this. What's the point of placing down the Arcane Vault? There's absolutely no way that's going to get finished. But yeah, I would say at 6 to 7 minutes, it's not the wisest of ideas to go for a tower all-in, because at that point your opponent will have their second hero available. Whether it's the Shadowhunter or the Tauren Chieftain, either option's not that great. I mean, the Tauren Chieftain's worse when it comes to you know, tower all-inning against. Shadowhunter may be feasible, but you know, if you're gonna go for a very vulnerable hero like the Fire Lord, Hex is just such a good crowd control ability and an enabler to, you know, let the Blade Master assassinate. Right now, Romantic lost so much in that investment. I don't know why he's even staying in this game. I mean, it's always a possibility to win from behind, but I highly doubt ZDR is gonna let Romantic, you know, catch up back to, you know, where he was prior to that assault. It's just so bad. And like I said, Fire Lord not that great later on. His mana costs are just way too high to actually be relevant. And of course the Blade Master will just be on him 24/7. I believe he's just going to go on them right now, going after that very low hit point footman there. Fire Lord probably could be the next target, but it seems like the Archmage is in sights of that Blade Master. Maybe tunnel visioning a little too much. Probably should go after that Fire Lord, who doesn't have the mobility with the boosted speed. But regardless, is going to run away after burning the Dust Apparent by Romantic. Arcane Vault is near completion. We do have double sanctums once again, but as we saw in game 1, casters may not be the exact finisher that Romantic wants. So he should start his Spellbreaker production pretty soon. However, I don't think that is going to be enough, as we do have Wyverns, yes, Wind Riders, coming out for our Orc player. He also has a Spirit Lodge, but oh, he's gonna adapt. He's gonna tech switch from the Raider Spirit Walkers into the Wind Rider Shaman composition. So this is like a tier below the usual Raider Spirit Walker combo. Wind Riders with Fortress Tech Shamans have been a thing for a while now, but just hasn't been seen play in at least, you know, competitive level of tournament play. We'll see. We'll see if Fortress Tech even gets completed, because those Shamans are not as useful without the Bloodlust, so yeah, I'm just very curious as to see how well they will be implemented. Of course, Lightning Shield is available. I guess Purge can be used as well, just to deal with the elementals and the slow that gets casted on those orc units. But the Wind Riders are going to be the MVPs here without any anti-air, or at least a lot of anti-air for the human side. Wind Riders deal a lot of damage. They don't have their poison spears just yet, but it doesn't really matter too much. They still deal damage like a huge bunch. Archmage forced to use that invulnerability potion. Probably should consider using that TP scroll right after that gets expired. Wind Riders still tossing their way against those low hit point heroes. Hex onto the Archmage, preventing him from going for a TP, and that is going to be an instant GG from Romantic. Very quick 2 games from ZDR here. Romantic with very desperate plays in this game particularly. Not so much the last game, that was just a miss decision making there. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know when my next cast will be because I'm just struggling to get replays. Either way, if I don't get a replay out by then, Merry Christmas to those who celebrate it. Otherwise, just happy holidays.